a difference between happiness and joy?
Well, I think it would depend on how the words were contextualized. Like joy to me seems to be a deeper word in many ways because I think it's associated with a more profound, it occurs when more things have been profoundly set right. For example, if you listen to a remarkable piece of music, like a deep, remarkable piece of music, you don't generally say that it makes you happy. You might say that it brought you joy. Joy is like happiness that's maybe, it's like it's leavened with a bit of tragedy. It's something like that. So there's something profound about it instead of something that's just, what do people do to be happy? They go to an amusement park, you know, and they spin around. That's happiness. The things that make our life great aren't necessarily the things that make us happy. Happiness is fine, but it's more like a side effect. It's something that comes upon you when you're fortunate. It's like a grace of God, in my estimation. It's not something to pursue. You pursue what's right. And if you're rewarded with happiness, well, then you should be grateful for that because it's rare and fleeting and unlikely. And you shouldn't have contempt for it. But the idea that that's something you can pursue, I think, is naive beyond belief. What do you do when tragedy strikes then? Life is for happiness. Well, great. So now you have an illness. Well, now what are you going to do? You going to be happy about that? I don't think so. Or your child is struck down with an illness. Or these things happen to people all the time, that there's a catastrophe that emerges. And if happiness is the rationale for being, then as soon as you're unhappy, you have no rationale for being. Well, that's not very good, because you're going to be unhappy. It's built into the structure.
Don't you think that people, when they talk about happiness or they seek happiness or they crave it, they are seeking that depth of peace and security?
I do think that, but the words that people use matter. Peace is much better. To seek peace, that's much better goal than to seek happiness. First of all, if you have peace, you might have happiness. Peace is much better. And that's a really good guiding principle with regards to trying to settle disputes in your family. So if you're having an argument with someone you love, victory isn't the right goal. Peace is the goal. And peace means, well, I'm listening to you. No matter how annoying you are, I'm going to try to generate up a reciprocal arrangement that we can both really live by. That's peace. And then maybe you eat together in peace and then you're happy. But there's no peace without truth. And there's no peace without truth. And truth is bitter. So, because you learn things by error.
Is there security without truth?
No. Well, I mean, imagine you're in a relationship and you both lie to each other all the time. There's no security in that relationship. It's not even a relationship. It doesn't even exist. It's just a tissue of lies. Neither of you live in the actual world. And as soon as anything comes along that's stressful, it'll just tear you to pieces. So, yeah, there's no security when the world you live in is false. It'll fall apart at any moment, and you know it, and you're terrified by it. You'll sweat at night because of it. It's dreadful. So, terrible as the truth is, the falsehood is far worse.